In 1960s London, the most dangerous weapon in a nightclub wasn't a knife, it was the door. One nod got you inside, one look got you removed. And if you embarrassed the wrong people, you didn't just lose your table, you lost your safety, because the velvet rope wasn't decoration, it was a border. Nightclubs concentrate everything criminals need in one place: cash, ego, secrecy, and witnesses who don't want to be witnesses. The music is loud, the lighting is low, the stories are blurry the next morning, and that's the point. If you control who gets in, you control who gets seen. If you control who gets seen, you control reputations. And in London, reputation was currency. That's why Ronnie and Reggie Kray understood clubs better than most gangs ever did. They didn't just want money, they wanted access. Clubs like Esmeralda's Barn in Knightsbridge drew celebrities and powerful names. Camera flashes at the front door, quiet pressure in the back rooms. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't need to threaten everyone. You only need enough fear that people start obeying without being asked. A nightclub makes that easy, because everyone is there to be seen, and nobody wants to be seen talking to the police. People imagine distant gangsters running clubs like a movie. Brawls, chaos, screaming. Real control is quieter. It looks like a doorman who decides your future in 2 seconds, security who handles it so police don't get involved, regulars who know exactly what not to say, and staff who learn fast. Ask fewer questions. Cash keeps it smooth. Cash keeps it fast. Cash keeps it untraceable. And when power becomes routine, it becomes invisible. The Krays were the headline in the East End. But London wasn't one gang, it was competing firms. South London crews pushed back, influence moved through venues, connections, and intimidation. Nightclubs weren't just places to drink, they were meeting points where criminals could look like businessmen, and businessmen could pretend they didn't notice the criminals. Then London changed again. New music, new money, new drugs, new methods. By the 80s and 90s, the image shifted from famous gangster to quiet network, less swagger, more structure. Groups like the Clerkenwell-based Addams family gained reputations for operating with discipline and connections. Nightclubs stayed useful for one reason: they still controlled access. Access to people, access to deals, access to influence. Eventually, the room got smaller, policing evolved, financial investigations improved, surveillance got smarter, and the loud public gangster era became harder to maintain. In 1969, the Kray twins were convicted and sentenced to life, but the bigger story wasn't just prison, it was the lesson. Glamour can hide control, but it can't protect it forever. London's golden nightclub era is remembered as style and celebrity, but underneath it was a system built on access and fear. So here's the question: if you walked into a London nightclub in the 1960s, would you recognize power? Or would you mistake it for VIP?